Hi guys, Attorney Mosley Collins. You know, we've been talking about advertising. Should I advertise? And I think the answer is yes. And in the last video, I went over 5 ways to advertise. 1 is Yellow Pages, which I don't recommend. 2 is television, which I do recommend. Radio can work, it's got some limitations. Number 4 is internet, which is very powerful, and we're going to have a video all about that. And 5 is public speaking events, which you know, they say that one of the things that scares people more than anything is public speaking. Of course, hopefully as lawyers, we're not that afraid of public speaking. So let's talk about advertising by way of public speaking. And there's a bunch of reasons why you ought to think about doing this. So number 1 is it gets your team together. You know, if you're going to go speak at an event, you can have your team. Maybe your team is going to be there with a table or a booth to hand out information on you. They're going to help you get organized. And so we have Dallas on our team, and she organizes everybody. And so it's a great team building event. So that's number 1, good for the team. Number 2 is it gives people a chance to know you better. So you can have a 30-second television ad, or you can spend 30 minutes speaking at an event. So obviously, in that 30 minutes, they get to know more about you. You know, when I speak, I'll talk about my wife, Lisa. You know, I'll make jokes about Lisa and I, and talk about Lisa, and talk about my 6 children or my 17 grandchildren. You know, people get to know me a little bit, and it's always good when people get to know you. So the second good thing about going to a public event is that people will get to know you better than they will on a 30-second television ad or a 60-second radio ad. Number 3 is there's always the before and the after. So, you know, if I'm going to speak at a church or an event, you know, I'll get there obviously before, and people are shaking my hands and chatting with me, and then I speak. Then after, I'm still there, so I'm still getting to know these people, visit with these people, and so that's great. I'm shaking hands with people who can be bird dogs for me. You know what a bird dog is? A bird dog is a person who, if they hear their neighbor needs a lawyer, they say, oh, you need a lawyer? Well, you got to call Mosley. I met Mosley. So you want that to happen for you, wherever you are. I mean, I'm here in Sacramento. You may be in Cincinnati. I don't know where you are. But you want to be meeting people. You want to be shaking hands. You want to be kissing babies. You know, like you're running for president. And you want people to have that interaction with you, and that happens at these events. And the 4th thing is really great about these events is you're going to be with your tribe. You know, when I speak, I preach at churches, and I speak at Christian events. Like there's a big Christian event that was called Fish Family Fest. Like 7,000 people came there. So we spent the money. I think it cost like $12,000. That we were the named sponsor, and there were like 7,000 people there, and I got up, you know, between the bands, and I spoke, and so I'm with my people. I'm speaking to the people who are going to like me best, Christian people, because I'm a Christian lawyer. I'm an out front, bold Christian lawyer. So I'm speaking to people who are going to like that about me. You know, I'm not going to the ACLU convention. You know, I'm going to the Christian events because that's my tribe. Those are my people. You know, I love them, they love me. So going to the speaking events you choose, like we chose that. We chose Feed My Starving Children, where I speak in front of people who are raising money to feed hungry children. So we contributed, I think, we bought 100, the first time we went, I bought 100,000 meals for starving children, and we packed it along with everybody else, and we sent them all over the world. And the next year we bought 150,000 meals, and this year we're going to buy 200,000 meals. And so those are my people. That's my tribe. The other thing that we've done is I've paid to be the named sponsor there's three groups in town that work to save children from abortion. And that's really my big deal. I mean, I don't like a lot of the things that happen. I don't like a lot of the direction the country's going. But the thing that really matters to me is fighting the sin of abortion and saving children from death by abortion. So I'm very happy to go and be the speaker and be the named sponsor at those 3 events each year. And I hope you will find in your heart a desire to help as well. So anyway, I'd say speaking at those events is another, this is a great way to do two things. One is to get your name out so that you're top of mind. So when people think, I need a lawyer, they'll think of you. And number two, to help really important things, whether you're helping a church, because I always bring $1,000 when I go speak at a church. I'm not asking them to give me money. I'm giving them $1,000. So I'm supporting churches, I'm supporting Christian events, I'm supporting the fight to save children from abortion. Those are all great things, all things that I've been able to do through speaking at public events. So that's an important way to get your name out to the public. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can see the power of it, the joy of it, and I'll see you next time.
All fours for legal help.